Alright, so today it's Foundation Friday and we are reviewing the Firm Flesh Thick Stick Foundation. I'm like trying to be a mature adult here, but out of all of the words in the English language, I'm confused why they had to pair those together. I mean, really? Yeah, I don't know. Moving on from that, first thing we got a note about this foundation, it's $18, but you only get 0.16 ounces of product in here, which means that this is smaller than pretty much every single stick foundation on planet Earth. So to give you guys some comparison here, Makeup Forever Ultra HD Stick Foundation, one of my favorites, retails for $43, but you get 0.44 ounces of product. Hourglass Spanish Stick Foundation, which I'm not a fan of and I actually can't find it right now, but it's $46 and you get 0.25 ounces of product. The Anastasia Stick Foundation, also not a fan of this one, but it's $25 and you get 0.32 ounces of product. This is the size of what a cream blush or highlight usually is. I mean, the fact that this is so freaking small, it falls out of your hands and has barely any product and is $18. Yeah. So that aside, the cool thing is that this comes in 40 shades. I picked up 2 shades. I picked up the very lightest shade, which is this one. I love that they changed the outside packaging to match the shade a little bit, but this is in the lightest shade 01 Froth. I'm going to do swatches of both of these against some of my other stick foundations so you guys can see. And then I also picked up the shade 04 Sugar. I picked up 04 because it said pale peach neutral undertones, so it still said it was fair. The other 2 below that were very pale, it says, and I figured if I got this one, which said it was pretty much white, it says bright white alabaster with bluish undertones, I figured I could mix it in with this one if this one was a little bit too dark. So it says the Firm Flesh Thick Stick Foundation is a super portable multi-purpose foundation stick. It's supposed to look like your skin. It says it's medium coverage with a luminous, light, dewy finish, not chalky, fragrance-free, creamy, and buildable. That's basically it. So I'm going to start swatches right here so we can see how these 2 shades compare next to some of my other foundations. I also am sticking in this MAC white one in here just so you can see how the whitish shade of the Flesh one compares to this MAC product. All right, so swatch time right here is the Flesh Stick Foundation in the lightest shade 01. Next over is the Flesh Stick Foundation in 04. Here's the MAC Paint Stick in white. So it's not a pure white, this Flesh one, but it is pretty fair. Here's the Anastasia Stick Foundation in the shade Ivory. Makeup Forever Ultra HD Stick Foundation in wide 215. And then these 2 aren't stick foundations, but these are some of my closest shade matches. So here's Dermacol 208, bringing it back. Finally found it after the move. And then here is CYO Life Proof in 101. So if you enjoy Foundation Fridays, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. If you're new here, you can join the Bayrito family and subscribe. I upload every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6 p.m. Pacific time. This week, actually, 4 videos went up, so if you missed the bonus video on Tuesday, I'll link that one down below too. All right, that cactus might look hella weird. Can't tell. What are we doing? Foundation. So right now it's actually 12:30 in the afternoon. Wasn't feeling the best this morning, so we're getting a little bit of a late start, but that's okay. I'm just going to keep this one on extra long for you guys. So I've prepped my skin as per usual. I have the products listed down below every single time. This is a stick foundation, so whenever I apply stick foundations, I use a brush. I use one of 2 brushes. I'll have this e.l.f. one linked down below. It doesn't have the exact name on here. And then the Sigma F82. This is just the round top kabuki. This one's awesome for applying stick foundations because it's super dense, so it just tends to blend it really easily. Sponges and stick foundations never go well for me. I can't think of a single stick foundation, I don't think, that I like with a sponge over a brush. So I have 2 shades here, which you guys have already seen swatches of, but I haven't swatched them yet. Hopefully I got these shades decent. Here's Froth. Oh yeah, okay, Froth is like very fair. And then hopefully 4 is either a good shade match or a little bit dark so I can lighten it with the other one. Oh, I like how they actually changed the outside color. That's cute. That one actually might be good on its I don't know. This might be a little bit dark or it might be good. So first I'm going to apply this, and then if I need to, I'll add some of the white over top or the lighter one. We're in Natural Light again. I've been really liking filming the Foundation Fridays in Natural Light, and it seems like you guys really like it too because you can see everything better. So I think we're going to keep doing it for now. I am in my living room, and mirror stacked on a LaCroix box right now, and then my mic is on a protein powder. The most professional YouTuber out there. Why do I feel like I'm forgetting to do something? So let's start out with the shade 4. I'm just going to apply how I normally would stick foundations. I usually do about 4 swipes like that to start. A little bit more right there. I'm going to blend it out with the Sigma F82. So off the bat, this one does have some tug to it. It's not blending out really easily like the Makeup Forever stick foundation. That's one of my favorite stick foundations. I have a whole stick foundation playlist, video playlist. I think the shade is pretty good. Wow, what is on this mirror? The heck? Actually, so far is looking better than I was expecting based on just skimming some of the reviews on Ulta or wherever I was reading this. Doesn't look bad. Let's try. I don't really know why I'm even halving this right now because I'm pretty sure I'm going to use the same brush. Maybe I'll try the e.l.f. one on the other side. It is very, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not blending easily at all. Usually I don't read the reviews a whole lot on like Ulta and Sephora and stuff, but this one I was just kind of skimming. I think there was only a few. Not looking too bad so far. The night is young. Okay, I'll try the e.l.f. brush on this side of my forehead. It's weird. It looks actually darker when you swipe it like that than when it's actually blended out. Interesting. Yeah, I think either the e.l.f. brush or the Sigma one works fine for this foundation. And I would say I'm getting medium coverage. This looks like it's going to build to me, so I'm going to try and build it up on some of my scarring. You can still see freckles coming through. Let's try and build this up right here. It doesn't have drag when you glide it on your face, which is good. Some stick foundations do. It's only blending it out that you really feel that. Ooh, that's building. It looks makeup-y, like around my pore area, but it doesn't look bad right now. I'm not minding how it looks at all, and I'm actually liking the coverage I'm getting. Yeah, it does build. It doesn't seem to be looking any heavier on the second layer either, which is good. It's just kind of adding coverage. Where are all of my eyelashes coming from right now? I'm confused. My forehead definitely looks makeup-y. You can see it sitting right on the center right there. The finish looks a little bit satin matte, but mostly matte. I do see a little bit of a sheen. Curious to see how this one's gonna wear throughout the day. Obviously, the amount that you get in here for the price point is an issue because you would just go through this so freaking fast. Like, that is a little ridiculous. That's all the product you get right there. Right now it's $12.40. Someone asked me why I cover this if there's nothing on here. It's just so you guys don't see the reflection of the light and window and stuff, and sometimes there are things on here, so I just cover it, whatever. $12.40, let's see how this is feeling. Lightweight, it has a little bit of stickiness to it. I definitely could blend my blush and everything on here. It doesn't feel overly tacky. I'm not gonna set this one with the powder. My face looks better when I don't set it with the powder, so anytime I don't need to, I don't. I haven't swatched this yet, so I just wanna see. Wow, that's really fair. So it could be a good mixer for other stick foundations. But I'm gonna do the rest of my makeup and I'll be right back. All right, so it's now 1:30 and I've got some thoughts. So first off, it does look a little bit dewier out in other lighting, in other natural lighting in my other window. I would say this is a satin finish. It looks a little bit more satin than how it shows up in here for some reason. We're calling the check-in time 12:40, so it's been on for almost an hour right now. And in that time, it has started to look progressively more makeup-y. And the thing I really don't like is that my under eye concealer, which the Flower Beauty and the KKW usually wears fine on top of any foundation I tried on in my powder combo, on top of this product, it just is crease city. And also when I went to powder my under eyes, you could just see a distinct difference between where I was powdering and then the stick foundation. It didn't like seamlessly blend, and I tried to kind of blend the powder down a little bit and it was just having some issues. So I feel like, I don't know how this would go powdering your entire face over this. I feel like it would just look like a cakey mess. So I'm glad I didn't even attempt to powder it, but just right there where my concealer, you can't really tell as much now that I have my blush and everything on. Also don't like how it looks on my forehead. It looks much more makeup-y than it did an hour ago. I can just really see it now. It's looking pretty cakey up there, but we'll see if things change throughout the day. Maybe it kind of warms up throughout the day. I don't know. We'll find out. So I'm going to tell you guys what's on the rest of my face. So for bronzer and my highlight, I tried out this by Terry Sun Designer palette. This is in Happy Sun. Has this cool like chevron pattern in here. You can't really get one specific color in here unless you're using a really small brush. So I tried to go in with this middle one, and I think I got some of the rosy in there because it looked pretty much like a blush when it was on my face. For highlight, I used this shade over here, which is pretty. For eyeshadow, I used this new Smashbox palette. This is in the shade, I think it's the Punked Eye palette. So I just went in with a bunch of shades from this palette. This shade right here is super pretty. That's what's all over my lid and also a little bit on my inner corner. I also kind of wet that a little bit. This is actually a lot softer than Smashbox shimmers usually are. It was nice and buttery. And then for lips, I just used the Makeup Forever liquid lipstick in 101, and then I added a little bit of this Milani one. This is in Darling because it was just looking a little bit too like orangey, so I just added a little bit of pink on top of there. Not crazy about this lip combo. I think I'm gonna wipe this off probably. Whoa. Let's do a flash test. Is Flash flattering on anyone? Like, I'm confused. I feel like it always just makes your teeth look yellow and then washes everything else out, but it doesn't look super bad in Flash. Obviously, the center of my forehead, there's a little bit of bounce back right there, but it doesn't look like there's a major white cast. It doesn't look bad. This is a horrible picture. We're gonna move on. So that's where we're at right now. I'm gonna check in with you guys in a few hours. Okay, I think we're in focus, folks. It's almost 6:40, so it's been on for 6 hours right now, and I haven't really taken like a good look throughout the day, but the times that I've looked in the mirror, I don't mind how it looks. I think it is almost like warming up to my skin a little bit. I think it looks actually better than the last time I left you guys. It is looking actually a little bit less cakey because I think just kind of my skin is warming it up. So if you have oily skin, that's probably not a good thing. It does seem to kind of come off easy in certain spots, like at my hairline. It's rubbed off a little bit up there. I'm not getting bad creasing. Overall, it looks pretty good. We'll see you guys in a few hours. Okay, so it's now 10 o'clock, so it's been on for almost 10 hours, about 9.5 hours, and the sun is obviously down now, so I'm just under, I'm gonna get right under like the kitchen light. It's rare with foundations now where I get almost like oily looking because my skin is still so dry, and this is definitely one where I wouldn't say it really looks dewy anymore. I mean, my forehead looks like pretty oily. I don't know if it's showing up totally on camera, but it definitely looks kind of like greasy. So if you have any other skin type besides dry, I probably wouldn't go for this one. Yeah, so it looks pretty greasy, and it has rubbed off my nose in certain parts. I think where I was like, I don't know if I was resting my hand there or something, but looks like it's rubbed off. My bronzer still seems to be on in my highlight. On dry skin, this one didn't look or wear bad, but I don't think I would buy it, especially for the size that you get and the price. Just the tug that you have blending it out, and then kind of what happened with my like concealer under here, and then the greasiness now, I just don't think it's worth your money. I don't think it's a bad product. I just wouldn't spend the money on it. So that's kind of my thoughts on this one. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, you can give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys on Monday. I love you guys. Thanks for watching. See you in my next video. Bye.